Come one, come all! You're just in time for an arts amazing experience. Welcome to the magnificent world of Asian arts, only here on DepEd TV. Get ready with your paper, pen, and self-learning module as we discover the artistic prowess of Asians and listen to the stories told by their masterpieces. I am Sir Rafi, and I heart Asia. Our Art Asian challenges today will deepen your understanding of Southeast Asian artifacts and trace the external and internal influences that are reflected in the design of an artwork and in the making of a craft. You will surely enjoy the spectacular, art-fantastic, and art-authentic masterpieces. Together with your fellow artisans, Aki and Tina, you are going to perform the challenges that the art master will give you.
Thanks, Sir Rafi. Hi, artisans. Your first task today is to unlock 3 artifacts as we take a tour of Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei and get to know the story behind the featured masterpieces. Are you ready? Let's go! In the previous episodes, we have mentioned Vietnamese silk painting. This is one of the most popular forms of art in Vietnam, favored for the mystical atmosphere that can be achieved with the medium. Porta de Santiago bas-relief of Malaysia. Most of Malaysia's sculptures are relief. These are partially carved into or out of another surface. The metal sculpture at the ASEAN Park of Brunei. Sculpture in Brunei takes on a more utilitarian role than an aesthetic one. The people of Brunei have a long tradition as excellent craftsmen using bronze and silver to create adornments and functional items such as bowls, tools, and the like. Great job, artisans! You have successfully unlocked 3 artifacts. Plus, you have learned the principles and stories behind the masterpieces. I am so proud of you. Keep that optimism as you continue on the tour. See you later. Sir Rafi, back to you.
Thank you, Art Master, and congratulations, artisans! This time, we will go deeper into external or foreign and internal or indigenous influences that are reflected in the design of an artwork and in the making of a craft. Let's have an art trip down memory lane. Now, we will trace the influences that are reflected in the design of arts and crafts according to the different historical periods in Southeast Asia. The prehistoric period is about the early indigenous cultures of Southeast Asia. It is unclear how and when pottery making and metalworking were first discovered in the region. Initial contacts with India and Southeast Asia. It came under the influence of Indian civilization towards the end of the first millennium BC, when India, Sri Lanka, and mainland Southeast Asia became involved in the network of trade, along which luxury goods were moved both east and west by sea from Eastern Roman Empire to the Han Dynasty in China. The rise of Southeast Asian kingdoms in the 4th to 9th century. The founding myths of later Southeast Asian kingdoms indicate that Indian merchants settled in these centers. India continued to be a source of inspiration for Southeast Asian cultures for the next 1,000 years. Buddhist and Hindu devotees visited holy sites in India, returning with first-hand impressions of Indian art and architecture, religious texts, and portable images of Buddhist and Hindu deities. The Khmer Empire in the 9th to 13th century. After a long stay at the central Javanese court, a Zenla nobleman returned to the mainland and founded the Khmer Empire of Cambodia. In 802, he gave himself the name of Jayavarman II and built a capital which he called the Mountain of the King of the Gods, in the tradition of central Javanese rulers who call themselves Mountain Kings. Later kingdoms in the 13th to 16th century. The Khmer Empire began to decline slowly in the 13th century. A large part of what had been Khmer land was eventually taken over by the Thais, a tribal people from southern China who became Theravada Buddhist through their contact with Buddhist kingdom of Pagan in Myanmar. For the next 4 centuries, 2 Thai kingdoms, one located in the north, the other in what is now central Thailand, vied for power and often fought off Buddhist neighbors from Myanmar. Colonization and independence. In the 16th century, Southeast Asia came under greater pressure from Muslim traders and European seafaring nations. With the exception of Bali, whose population is Hindu, the peoples of Indonesia became Muslims. The Southeast Asian connection, assimilation, and adaptation. The symbols and images of Southeast Asian sculpture strongly reflect Indian influences, which began to penetrate the region early in the Common Era. Now that we already have understood the historical influence of Southeast Asian art, let us discover its functions and styles with your fellow Artians, Aki and Tina.
Hello, fellow Artians. I'm Tina, your stylish bestie, and here are the 4 functions of Southeast Asian art. First, for worship. In India, the majority of sculptures covered all over the exterior of temples for worshipping. Second, for glorifying the king. In Cambodia and in Java, the Devaraja or the god king cult is sculptured, and the deities' images in the temple symbolize the god's approval of the king's divine right to rule. Third function is for teaching. Sculpture and crafts in architectural form extensive narrative reliefs on temple walls performed an educational role by instructing worshippers in both religious and historical events. And lastly, for precious possessions, hoards of jewelry and ritual vessels have been found in Indonesia, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Aki, what do you have there?
Thanks, Tina. What's up, fellow Archons? I'm Aki, your art buddy. As I was taking the tour, I found out that there are different styles used in Southeast Asian art. Southeast Asian artists visualize the spiritual perfection of the gods in idealized human forms. The sculpture combines sensual forms with a strong architectonic basis, as if the sensuality of Indian sculpture had been merged with the formal, hieratic qualities of Egyptian sculpture. Pose is a sense of dignity and restraint created in the sculpture by an erect posture, frontal pose, and balanced forms. Smooth areas contrast with the rich patterns of the figure's hairstyle and the pleats of the garment and the elaborate way in which it is worn. Southeast Asian deities were often sculpted in the round and in relief. Scale is also used to express the power and complexity of the gods or kings. Sculptures of them were sometimes represented on a superhuman scale, while lesser spiritual beings were portrayed smaller. I hope that you will always remember these styles and apply them in the next art activities. Are you curious how civilization art flourished? So Rafi, back to you.
Thank you, Aki and Tina, for sharing what you know with your fellow Artians. Now, let's get to know more art pieces that will surely amaze you. In Indonesia, the ceremonial vessel in the shape of an axe head is more than 3 feet tall and is in the shape of a small utilitarian axe. In Malaysia, the presentation bowl depicted in this picture has not been identified. It may come from the Jatakas, or stories of the past lives of Buddha. The 4-armed Avalokiteshvara in Thailand is a life-size bronze image of a 4-armed Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, which is the largest figure in a horde of sculptures found buried at a site in what is now northern Thailand. Transcendent Buddha Vairochana in Indonesia is the Buddha of the Zenith, the most important of 5 cosmic Buddhas. The Standing Buddha is derived from Indian models. The face is almost heart-shaped with a broad forehead, wide eyes, long nose, upturned mouth, square jaw, and small chin. The standing 4-armed Vishnu in a symmetrical frontal pose manifests a sense of serenity created by the expression on Vishnu's face, and it is reinforced by the pleasing repetition of circular forms. Krishna on Garuda is a part man and part bird, and he is legendary for his strength, speed, and hatred of evil men and serpents. Standing Uma is one of the sculptures of the Hindu goddess Uma, another name of Parvati, the wife of Shiva, who is meant to symbolize the perfect balance between purity and sensuality. This is Cambodia's deified king. Divine kingship was the concept upon which Khmer authority and government was founded, and the cult of the Devaraja, the god king, was the state religion. Secular art forms also thrived in Southeast Asia, like the dish with animals and mounted hunters. This beautiful vessel in Vietnam is in the form of a shallow dish set on a low splayed foot. Java is one of the few places in South or Southeast Asia with a great deal of ancient gold. This bangle with male head or a bracelet is a stunning example of a secular art piece made of gold. Another is the dish from Vietnam with an underglazed cobalt blue decoration. Though real elephants are large and heavy, the one pictured at the center of this plate seemed to float among Chinese-style wish-granting clouds. You see, Southeast Asians have their own unique functions, styles, and themes inspired by culture, beliefs, and traditions, and everyday life reflected in their masterpieces. And to challenge you for the last time, here is the Art Master.
It's me again, the Art Master. For your last challenge, you will carve something out of clay, wood, or soap. All you need are clay, wood, or soap, nail pusher, or knife. Here's how you do it. Step 1. Prepare your working area. Step 2. Decide on what design you would like to sculpt on your clay or wood, visualizing the influence of the Southeast Asian countries. Step 3. You can combine colors of clay if desired. Step 4. Start carving. Using a nail pusher and knife may harm you, so be careful in carving the wood. When you're done, clean up your working area. I am so impressed with you, Archons. Always have that optimism towards learning and keep up the good work. I am the Art Master and I heart Asia. Sir Rafi, back to you.
Thank you so much, Aki, Tina, and Art Master. Great job, Archons! I hope you took photos of yourselves while doing the art challenges with us. Post them on Facebook and use the hashtag #IHeartAsia. Make sure to include your significant learning as caption of your post. May you have realized the role of arts in enriching and promoting our culture, traditions, and identity as Asians. Keep on watching DepEd TV. I am Sir Rafi, and I Heart Asia. Come on! You're just in time for an art-amazing experience. Welcome to the Negros Museum and the magnificent world of Asian arts. Only here on DepEd TV. Get ready with your paper, pen, and self-learning module as we discover the artistic prowess of Asians and listen to the stories told by their masterpieces. I am Sir Rafi, and I Heart Asia. Our Art Asian challenges today will deepen your understanding of the elements, principles, and characteristics of arts and crafts in Southeast Asia. You will surely enjoy the spectacular, art-fantastic, and art-authentic masterpieces. Together with your fellow Archons, Aki and Tina, you are going to perform the challenges that the Art Master will give you.
Hi, Archons! Your task today is to collect all 10 artifacts that will appear on screen for the countries that Sir Rafi, Aki, and Tina will take you to. So make sure to pay attention to details as we travel to different places in Southeast Asia. I'm the Art Master, and I Heart Asia.
Before you get to complete your challenge, here are Aki and Tina.
Hello there, Archons. I'm Aki, your art buddy. Are you ready to conquer the artastic challenges with us? Great!
Hi, I'm Tina, your stylish bestie. Our first task today is to categorize the different textiles that I might use as we go on this challenging tour. Are you ready? Let's get this started. He is wearing a barong Tagalog made of piña, a lustrous lace-like luxury textile traditionally worn by men in the Philippines.
I have here different textiles you can choose from. Here is the first one.
Oh, I like this one. Archons, can you tell me what kind of textile is this? Right, it's Thai silk from the land of love, Thailand.
Did you know that Thai silk is produced from the cocoons of Thai silkworms? Thai silk making is considered to be one of the finest arts in the world.
Wow, those worms are really hardworking, huh?
Indeed. Here is another textile, embroidered with the most intricate dense patterns and motifs. Archons, can you guess where this came from?
You got it right. These beautiful embroidered textiles are from Laos. Embroidered textiles and weaving are said to be the most prolific of all traditional crafts in Laos.
How about these textiles from Cambodia?
Wow, I love it. I heard that silk weaving in Cambodia flourished as early as the late 13th century.
That's right! Cambodian weaving has two main types: the ikat technique, which is quite complex, and the uneven twill, which yields single or two-color fabrics.
How about some textiles from Vietnam?
Of course, I have them in my bag. Here,
I also read that the fabrics popular in Vietnam are Shantung taffeta, a type of silk plain weave fabric, Bengaline weave, a woven silk and cotton material, and ebony satin, a natural lustrous silk hand-woven in southern Vietnam.
see? Asia is really rich in terms of fabric and textile making. Now, select a textile that you want to use in the dress you will be wearing.
Let me have them, and I'll try to mix and match so every textile is represented in my dress.
Okay, here.
Thanks, Aki. Just wait a little bit. This will not take long.
Take your time, Tina. Make sure all your things are ready. While Tina is preparing, we'll give you back to Sir Rafi.
Thanks, Aki and Tina. You just saw some of the textiles that we Asians should be proud of. This time, we will take a look at these patterns and identify the countries they are from. Batik is the most common fabric in Southeast Asian countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, and Singapore. Batik was derived from the word ambatik, which means a cloth with little dots. But batik patterns vary from one country to another. Indonesian batik is symbolic. Certain batik designs are reserved for brides and bridegrooms and their families. The Malaysian batik is known for its vibrantly colored geometrical designs like spirals. Brunei's batik shows their national flower simpur, sumboy sumboy or pitcher plant, and Brunei's traditional design of air mule. Batik is featured in the uniforms of flight attendants for the official flag carriers of Singapore, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Southeast Asian arts are predominantly influenced by religion and often express scenes and themes from their aesthetic tradition. These artworks are influenced by their cultures, thus expressing themes out of their daily scenes and norms. Now, we will be accompanied by your fellow artisans, Aki and Tina.
Mabuhay! Welcome to the Philippines, showcasing different world-class arts and crafts known all over the world. Filipino artisans display their craftsmanship in various artworks with different characteristics relating the rich cultural heritage. Spoliarium is an oil-on-canvas painting by Juan Luna. It is the largest painting in the Philippines with size of 4.22 meters by 7.675 meters.
Salamat siang! Welcome to Indonesia. Arts and crafts in Indonesia are varied because of its diverse ethnic groups. Wayang kulit, a traditional form of puppet shadow play derived from a Javanese Hindu-Buddhist tradition designated by UNESCO as one of the masterpieces of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. The Asmat wooden sculpture, the Dayak wooden mask and sculpture, the ancestral wooden statue of Toraja, and the totem-like sculpture of Batak and Nias tribes are of the most amazing sculptures in Indonesia.
Selamat Tenggahari! Welcome to Malaysia! Malaysian art exhibits delightful varieties of traditional handicrafts, ranging from priceless authentic antiques to exquisite modern handmade crafts. Kite-making tradition comes naturally to Malaysian people. Malaysia celebrates kite festivals annually like the Pasir Gudang International Kite Festival. Malaysian sculptures are mostly relief done with stone, marble, bronze, and many other substances. The best Malay wood carving is divided into two: the Ukiran Halus or fine carvings and Ukiran Kasar or rough carvings.
Sawadika! We are now here in Thailand. Don't you know that the most popular lantern festival is the Loy Krathong Festival, held on the night of the 12th full moon, usually in November? Wat Po in Bangkok is one of the largest temple complexes in the city, famed for its giant reclining Buddha that is 46 meters long and 15 meters high, covered in gold leaf.
Suas Day. We are now in Cambodia. Their arts and crafts include textiles, non-textile weaving, silversmithing, stone carving, lacquerware, ceramics, wat murals, and kite making. Cambodia's kites are usually flown at night during the northeast monsoon season. Basket making and stone carving has been both a passion and a livelihood for people. Angkor Wat is the most famous ancient temple complex in Cambodia and is the largest religious monument in the world, measuring 162.6 hectares.
Now it's time for Myanmar. Myanmar has 10 famous traditional arts and crafts, which is called the Pan Sel Myo or the 10 flowers. Pan Chi, the art of painting live animals and inanimate objects. Punpu, the art of sculpture which produces figures and floral motifs made of wood. Panbe, which is a kind of blacksmith. Panyun, a vehicle that produces materials. Panput, making wooden utensils, turning on the lathe turner. Panyan, it constructs buildings with brick, stones, and concrete. Pantaut, the craft of making decorative designs with embossed floral stucco. Pantamaut, the art of stone carving. Patain, making objects made of gold or silver. And Pante, manufacturing of materials made of copper, bronze, or brass.
Xin Chào! Welcome to Vietnam. Their silk paintings showcase the countryside, landscapes, pagodas, historical events, or scenes of daily life. One of their famous sculptures is the 10,000-year-old carving at the Dong Noi Cave. Handles are sculpted using men and some animals like elephants, toads, tortoises as inspiration. The Dong Son culture is known for its kettle drums, small carvings, and home utensils.
Sabaydi, let's get to know Lao. Lao artisans are associated with wood carving, silversmithing, mat and basket making, sap paper making, and weaving. According to Lao tradition, their history was not passed on orally, it was woven. Their stories were better shown and reflected in their textiles. Lao artisans used precious metals in their sculptural creations, like their most known statue, the Pra Sai of the 16th century and the Pra Bang, which is believed to contain the relics of the Buddha.
Welcome to Brunei. Traditional arts and crafts of Brunei are integral to Brunei's cultural heritage. Also called as peci or kopia, sungkok is a cap commonly worn in Southeast Asia. The three categories of men's headgear in Brunei Darussalam are dastar, a symbol of honor and self-respect, songkok or kopia, which has a shape of a truncated cone, tangkolok or serban, made from long songket cloth, folded and tied in a particular style. Traditional handicrafts of Brunei include silver work, weaving, kris making, ongkop, tudong dulang, anyaman weaving, and brass work. Ni hao! Welcome to Singapore! Sri Mariamman Hindu Temple contains sculptures as old as Singapore itself and dedicated to the goddess Mariamman, who is worshipped for her power to cure diseases. The merlion, a mythical creature, is of symbolic nature, widely used to represent both Singapore and its people. The lion head represents Singapore's original name, Singapura, meaning Lion City. You see, Southeast Asians have their own unique styles and themes inspired by culture, beliefs, and traditions. And to challenge you for the last time, here is the Art Master.
Hi, it's me again, the Art Master. For your last challenge, you have to identify the country that each picture represents. You have 5 seconds to answer every question. Let's play Mark My Work. In what country do you think is this artwork located? You're right. That's the merlion from Singapore. What is the title of this artwork? The correct answer, Spoliarium by Juan Luna from the Philippines. Let's see if you know the country that this artwork represents. That's the Wayang Kulit from Indonesia. I'm impressed with you. In what country do you think can we find this one? That's Thai silk from Thailand. You're simply amazing. And now for this last artwork. Where do you think can we find this? Correct. That is Songkok from Brunei. I am so impressed with you, Archons. Always bear that smile and keep up the good work. I'm the Art Master and I Heart Asia. Sir Rafi, back to you.
Thank you, Aki, Tina, and Art Master. Great job, Archons! I hope you took photos of yourselves while doing the art challenges with us. Post them on Facebook and use the hashtag #IHeartAsia. Make sure to include your significant learning as caption of your post. May you have realized the role of art in enriching and promoting our culture, traditions, and identity as Asians. Keep on watching DepEd TV. I'm Sir Rafi, and I Heart Asia.